This video is on inferences, conclusions, and generalizations. What will you learn during this video? You'll be able to understand inference, learn how to look for evidence or clues in a reading and use your background knowledge as a basis for your inference, understand conclusion, learn how to look at evidence or clues in a reading as a basis for your conclusion, understand generalization, learn how to distinguish between good and bad generalizations. What is an inference? It's what you read plus what you already know. That's what equals your inference. What you read is the information or examples in the text, what you can actually pick out and use as citations or direct quotes, information that is supported textually. Add that to what you already know, all that stuff that's rattling around inside your head. Using your observations to make a guess about an object or an outcome, that's an inference. This can be a scientific opinion, like a hypothesis. Finding clues in a story to answer questions. Let's look at an example. Tommy and Sarah just got off the school bus. Sarah said, "I smell smoke." Tommy pointed and yelled, "Sarah, look at the smoke coming out of that house." In a moment, they both heard what sounded like a fire engine siren. Break down the reading. You are reading a story that has these three clues in it. 1, you smell smoke. 2, you see smoke coming out of a house. And 3, you hear the siren of a fire truck. Your background knowledge tells you that when there is smoke, there is fire. Also, you already know when you hear sirens, a fire truck is on its way. Therefore, the inference made is a house is on fire and someone has already called the fire department. What is the conclusion? It's evidence from the text plus evidence from the text plus evidence from the text. That's what will equal your conclusion. Evidence is a fact in the text, again, something that you can pull out. Drawing conclusions. Pretend you're at Walmart. You see a little boy screaming and pulling on his mom's skirt as she pushes the cart towards the front of the store. The closer she gets, the louder the boy screams. A lot of things can be wrong with the little boy. But what do you conclude? Pretend you're at the doctor's office to get a shot. That same little boy you saw at Walmart is sitting there screaming his head off like he did at the front of the store. What can you conclude this time? That he is still angry about not getting the candy or toy, that he has an earache, that he is scared because he is there for a shot, or that he simply cries a lot. Did you get it right? He's scared because he is there for a shot. Possibly. It's just one idea that you might have, one conclusion that you can draw based on evidence from the text. You know the little boy is upset. You know that he's at the doctor's office. You're there to get a shot. It's possible that he's scared because he's there for a shot as well. Let's look at some more clues. Pretend you're at the doctor's office to get a shot. That same little boy you saw at Walmart is sitting there screaming his head off like he did at the store. His mom is rocking him in her arms. He keeps pulling at his right ear. What can you conclude this time? A, he is still angry about not getting the candy or toy. B, he has an earache. C, he is scared because he is there for a shot. D, he just cries a lot. Did you get it right? That extra little clue, the little tip about him pulling out his right ear, lets us know, it's possible that he's scared that he's there for a shot. That's still possible. But the fact that he's pulling out his right ear, that little bit of evidence in the text, that helps us to draw the conclusion that he has an earache. A quick review, inferences and conclusions. When people talk, they don't always say exactly what they mean. The listener must figure out what the speaker really means. You have to read between the lines. Inference in reading is when you need to use the clues written in a story to draw a conclusion. In other words, you need to be a word detective. You will not always be right when you draw a conclusion from a story, but the more you try, the more skilled you will become. Being a good reader and word detective is a good thing. Think about if you watch any of those crime shows on television, like CSI or Law and Order, and sometimes you try to guess who the criminal is or who done it. That's the same idea. What is a generalization? A generalization is a broad statement about what a group of people or things have in common, without regards to an individual. Look at the images I have here: a weeping willow, a cherry blossom, a birch, and a red oak. What general statement can you make about these images? What is a generalization? Generalizations can be valid, good, or invalid, bad. Be on the lookout for clue words like all, always, never, most, many, sometimes, and generally. Say valid or good generalizations. These are supported by facts. They use logic and reasoning, and they can be proven with several examples. Here's one example. There are 10 students in the room. Tommy has 3 red apples. Juanita has 7 green apples. If they combine their apples, then they will have 10 items of fruit. It doesn't matter what color the apples are apples, and apples are fruit. So we can make the general statement that the red apples and green apples, when put together, give you 10 items of fruit. Valid, invalid, or bad generalizations. These are not supported by facts. They do not use logic and reasoning, and they can be disproven with one example. Example: there are 11 students in the room. Tommy has 3 red apples. Juanita has 7 green apples. If they combine their apples, then every student will have a whole apple. That little word, every, really gives it away that this is a bad generalization, that not every single student will be able to have a whole apple. Simple math tells us that. Now, if they cut the apples up, we can say that all of the students will have one piece of fruit. Is this a valid or invalid generalization? Most puppies are adorable. This is a valid generalization. Do you know why? Is this a valid or invalid generalization? Chocolate is everyone's favorite dessert. This is an invalid generalization. Do you know why? Keep on the lookout for clue words. All generalizations are false, including this one. Let's recap. Inferences are educated guesses based on clues from the text. Take the clues that you can find in the book, plus what you already know about a topic or subject, and that will give you your inference. Conclusions are decisions based on inferences or evidence. Generalizations are broad statements about a topic or people. You see this done a lot of time in advertisements. The example here on the board: smell like a man, Old Spice, making the generalization that this is a man smell, or that this is what men should smell like. So you see it happen a lot in commercials and advertisements when they're targeting a specific audience. Time to get back to class. Bring any questions that you have with you, and we'll do some more review.